Withers.
I'm giving personal merch.
I just saw Mush's challenge for tonight.
Go on.
Troublesome.
I'm listening.
There's a golf club involved. There's 6 pots.
Okay. This feels light.
2 attempts. There used to be integrity in this man's attempts. I don't care for this.
Are you saying where did the integrity go? What's the loss of integrity here?
He used to make
less
it
pots,
difficult,
more pots. Well, listen. People have seen that before. He's learned a little bit. People like to see it on rookie mode. So I think he should just start going on rookie. He just walks up and just drops the ball into the pot. And it's just like, yep, that's it. That's the string. But he don't listen. He don't take my advice.
What happened with the Giants?
I saw
armed robbery.
Yeah. DeAndre Baker and somebody. Dunbar. That's who it was.
4 counts.
Yeah, a lot of counts. This also happened like yesterday, I think.
I'm sitting 8 hours ago. The Seahawks tweeted out Quentin Dunbar speaks with the media during a press conference. This calm, cool 15-minute press conference where he's just
boy, oh boy. It doesn't sound good.
No.
It's early Thursday morning. As in today, when we're recording this Thursday. At a party, which is great, that began Wednesday evening. Baker and Dunbar are accused of stealing money and watches with force while armed with semi-automatic firearms. It states that Baker intentionally threatened victims with a firearm.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna bring them out, you might as well do some light threatening.
I was gonna say I ain't bring it to brandish. You know
yeah.
I mean? So, yeah.
The NFL.
There's that. I love. What kind of parties was this at? Where 2 current NFL players are sticking up people with semi-automatic weapons.
2 NFL players that play on entirely different coasts.
Hey, listen, they're both from Miami. That's the.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, the
now
top.
It's all coming to fruition.
Yeah, no. You think 2 random armed robberies? Yeah, not
3.
great.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like they went to this party to rob people. I don't think they went to dance, enjoy themselves, socialize at all.
They may have went with since it took so long, if they got there Wednesday and they didn't do the robbing until Thursday, they may have went let's see what happens.
Well, the party began Wednesday. We don't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, when did they arrive?
Exactly. I feel like it was Thursday 2:02. I feel like they left about 2:03. I feel like I don't think it took a long time with semi-automatic weapons. So there's that.
I feel like fully automatic weapons have kind of been semi-automatic weapons having a moment.
Yeah. Listen, I told them years ago when they decided to make fully automatic weapons legal, it was a bad idea. Mexico didn't do it.
Canada, no sir.
Yeah, so but here we are.
Yeah, so that's the NFL doing well.
Didn't even know things were different. Just training, get ready for training camp.
I spoke to 2 individuals today who have been quarantining in Florida.
Sure. Quentin Dunbar and
one of them's Johnny Damon, and he was talking to us, and he just showed us his backyard, and it looked like he had his own private island. And I was like, me and you have not been doing the same quarantining, pal.
No. Listen, now what were you gonna say?
I was going to say, I feel like those people don't get to, 20 years from now, they don't get to be like, oh, yeah, remember that time? They don't get to say that.
Listen, in 25 years, they won't be talking to us.
For sure.
We'll be, oh, boy, we got some reports.
Oh, no.
TMZ, should have known.
Oh, boy.
Jesus Christ. This is horrible. I'm too stunned to even read them. But I'll read them anyway. Dunbar and Baker were at a cookout in Miramar, Florida, when an argument broke out and Baker took out a semi-automatic firearm. Cops say Dunbar assisted in taking watches and other valuables at the direction of Baker. Cops say Baker directed a third man to shoot someone who had just walked into the party.
All right.
What's up, guy? Shoot that guy. God damn. DeAndre. Per the report, Baker and Dunbar came away with 4 watches. A Rolex valued at $18K. A Hublot, $25K. An Audemars Piguet, $17.5. And a knockoff Richard Mille, $600. That's rough. They didn't have to put that part. Victor
owned by
Tiddlywinks. At Tom P30. They put his Instagram in there. This is the picture. He had that fake ass watch on. Victims alleged they also had $12,800 in cash stolen. That's exactly why I say, who the hell else was at this party?
3 people who were about that life, and one guy just trying to fit in.
And one guy was just like, "Hey man, I got invited to the party. Let me go be social." Kill that guy.
I got the ice.
Right? Yeah. Back who wants pizza? Shoot that motherfucker. Yeah. Right.
You know I was gluten-free, motherfucker.
Right. One of them pies better be ricotta.
But yeah, I'm glad everyone's okay.
One witness told cops they met Baker and Dunbar a few days earlier, and the 2 players lost around $70,000 at a party. Circumstances of which are unclear in the report. This is a developing story. Stay tuned for updates. I gotta say, he said we getting some of it back. 70K. I mean, what? 25K, 17K. The Rolex, and then plus that $600. I think we're getting close. $69,000, $600.
Do you think, in an attempt to not get robbed, he announced it was fake, or do you think he was just like, no, please, not my.
I think you got to go down with the ship if you're putting it up.
Not my Millie.
No, not Dick. Like
this is my silly watch. Come on.
They should have known something when he pulled off like the plastic straps, like a Burger King watch.
Yeah, that's Simpsons movie exclusive.
Yeah, but no, you got to go down with the ship. Like, oh man, no, not my Louis Vuitton wallet too. No.
Yeah, make sure all the women cowering in the corner get to see.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, who is that?
Yeah.
No. Here, take the keys to my Porsche.
Like, we didn't see a Porsche outside. We're like, just take the keys.
Yeah, just take. This says Honda, man. Just shoot me if you're gonna ask all these questions.
There's ladies around. What?
That's wild. But hey, I want you to shoot whoever walk into this party next. Okay, DeAndre. All right.
You got it, Skip.
Yeah, sure thing, D.
Listen, sometimes that happens. We've all who among us?
I gotta say that the first comment under it is, how sure are we that this is true? Because this sounds like some bullshit, buddy. There are more details that haven't come out yet. Nothing about this sound made up. Football players are fucking crazy. There's nothing they could do that would surprise me.
Yeah. DeAndre Baker yelled, "If no one in here makes me a balloon animal, specifically a giraffe, for the next 5 minutes, there will be holes in people's chests."
That guy walked on like a balloon snake. He's like, "That ain't it." Boy.
Yeah, Dunbar, Mac 11.
Man, oh man. I gotta say that if I'm the person that knew they lost 70K before and I see them come to the party this time, it's time to go.
So fast.
It's time to go. Like, is that Quentin's car? Yeah. Why? No reason. Y'all keep the container. I'll get it next time.
Yeah, no problem. I know my Tupperware's got my name on it. It won't be hard to find when I come back.
I'll walk home. Don't even worry about it. My jacket and keys are in the. It's fine. Keep
it. Yeah, I've had a few too many. You know how I get.
Yeah, you know me. Boy, oh boy.
So that means they were at multiple different places. No one's quarantining.
No.
Excellent.
I gotta say, not a lot of social distancing involved in a robbery.
No. Yeah, just put your hands up and scooch back a few.
Right. Wipe your watch off first and then put it in a bag.
Just roll over some hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Man, I got the pump on me. Who wants some? So, yeah.
I woke up today because I was actually thinking yesterday when I was walking the hounds.
Sure.
I was like, I would love to do, those like real snitchy Vice shows that like don't intend to be snitchy but come off that way.
Yeah, don't intend to be.
Yeah, I don't think that was their initial intent, and then they really leaned into it. But like getting like interviews with like real high ranking drug dealers and just being like, how's this affected your line of work? Like, has it been hard to get to customers? I think it'd be like A, funny, and B, fascinating. C, if literally impossible. And then I woke up to news that the Yakuza, they're down bad during this these tough times.
Who?
The Japanese Yakuza, basically their mafia.
Oh no, down like they got the Rona.
Well, so they have like a lot of their structures set up where it's like elders still run shit, and then it goes down. It's like an age type thing.
Okay.
And so the elders, since they're big terrified of the Rona, there were quotes
much smarter people than us, yeah.
For sure. There were quotes being like, they see it as a cowardly way to die if a bug took you out. So they've just been locked up and hiding. They run a lot of brothels. Brothels aren't being like super frequented during a quarantine.
I could see that on one side, but on the other side, man, oh man, it's rough, like to be like brothel guy that's here every week, and it's like, hey, that's whoa, no. But I get it.
They said they were like jacking the price of like marijuana and amphetamines because they're not selling as much, so they need to have some sort of market correct.
Yeah, the joint costs 8,000 yen.
Then there were also, I guess they still do all of their communication through like fax. Like they are not up on the times at all.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine. You can't like tap a fax machine. I don't think.
That's what I was thinking. It's kind of genius. Like I don't know why anyone got off faxes.
But the ones we don't know, like, listen, we still send carrier pigeons, dude. Like you'll never know us.
I feel like every once in a while we hear of like a carrier pigeon that gets caught with like pills or something strapped to it.
But where's it gonna go? Who sent you? And the bird, I ain't talking. Like, what's the bird go? Does he have like a return address? They don't know who it was going to or from.
I feel like those things can only go two places. So if you released it and follow like on a string, followed it.
Hey, but the thing, like, listen, nothing here. Just sorghum. And pills because they caught the bird.
Yeah, his pills. We've never seen them.
I just asked him to hold my bag.
Yeah, we raised them better than this. But since we last spoke, we've been blessed with just some tremendous news.
DeAndre Baker's going to jail for a long time. No. I don't know. What's the news?
The very same.
Yeah.
No, Future is finally back.
Mm-hmm.
Like he never left.
Gunna too. I think that's the thing I like most about Future. Once Future drops, all the little Futures drop.
Mm-hmm.
He got to set the
next week, right?
Yeah. He just sets the pace and everybody falls in line. I like it.
Yeah, you won't find me complaining. Not today, not tomorrow. Saturday, I might get some complaining in.
Well, yeah.
but I'm quite excited. I saw you already think this is we have a big time classic on our hands.
I'm just saying, I don't know if I've ever seen this many Future tweets on my timeline.
No.
Ever. He's getting a lot of tweeting done, so something about to happen.
Big time something about to happen. He have you heard the Life is Good remix?
With Baby and Lil Baby, or a different one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how he just removed Drake entirely. So now you can just chop that Future verse and put it with the original one, and you just get yourself a delightful song.
That's how I know he's in his bag. He's like, wait, I don't need this guy. There's no reason for this man to be on this song.
He said he was treating his lady like garbage.
Listen, if she's treating like garbage, put her on the streets. Let the streets pay her tab.
I saw BTS band member Tim LaRue posted the Bart Simpson, the I didn't do it meme, where Future
say it. Yeah.
Future say she belongs to the streets. Yay!
I mean, it's worse corners to back yourself into. Bart was on Krusty.
Big time. Open it, woozle wazzle. Hopefully this isn't Future's woozle wazzle.
No. And if it is, I'm gonna lie and say I like it.
We're gonna be back Sunday with a full breakdown. We debated pushing this recording back until tomorrow to talk about it in full, but Tyler had the correct idea to wait until Sunday to fully break it down. 21 songs, a little long for you.
It's Future though.
It's true. It's only an hour and 10 minutes too.
Yeah, so let everybody won't be listening at the same time, but by Sunday everybody will have listened to it 10 to 15 times and we can discuss.
I have very high hopes for this intro.
I saw the track list, but again, I'll hear it when I hear it. I'll see it when I see it.
I get that, but I'm a sucker for a good track list. Real, fake, doesn't matter. I'll look at it.
Sure.
And this one's real. iTunes wouldn't lie to me. Trapped in the Sun, High Tech. I mean, I feel like those are back to back.
Sure.
I'd be shocked if either of those were bad.
I'd be shocked if any of these songs are bad.
I feel one of these I'll remove.
That'll make it bad though.
Fair. Like I might take 100 shooters off just because that's like over like a year and a half old and it's just okay.
Till you hear it within the context of other stuff, it's like this is the best song I've ever heard. He should re-release this twice a week.
That's the thing. I already know it in the context because he released tracks 17 through 21, and that's 20.
Mm-hmm. That's what's like it is 21 tracks of Future, which really means 16 new songs and a few we've heard before. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, listen, this isn't complaining, you understand.
Sure.
I'm trying to think if I was going to say, is there anything else coming out tomorrow? I don't really care.
Nothing that's going to get listened to before this.
No, for sure not. Yeah, I'll be up until it's done with.
Probably something after that. Imagine listening to that and going right to sleep.
Yeah, I've had enough. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'll pick it up in the morning.
Did you listen to Slime and B at all?
No, that's what the Thug and Chris Brown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard good things, but I'm good.
Go with Chris Brown?
Yeah, I'm just good.
More than fair. Thug really.
I was gonna say I did hear his quality though.
Thug really put me in a box with attaching himself to that. I was like, my hands are tied. I got to listen to Thug.
Well, that's why I was like, I can't. If I listen to it, I have to listen to it all. If I listen to it all, I'm gonna like it. So I won't even open the door.
Hence the box. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
you saw the box, kept walking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Early for saying, I'm trying to think what else happened, but I literally am trying to think what else happened. I feel like it had to have been something.
Can I yell at ESPN?
You know we can't do that.
Yeah.
What did they do?
A couple years ago, Kevin Durant, 2016, Kevin Durant was the 22nd best player of all time, and Steph Curry was the 23rd best player of all time.
Alrighty.
Since then, they both won 2 championships together.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant won both finals MVPs. And Steph played, I think, 5 more games than him this season. So it's not like he ran up another All-NBA campaign while Durant was hurt. Now they have Steph 12 and KD 13. I don't get it.
Do you think they actually believe that, or do you think they were just trying to get people to yell about exactly that?
Oh no, of course they got like Kuzia ahead of Westbrook. Of course they. I don't know, but I don't understand why they had to do it. It's all we have. Of course we were going to talk. What are you talking about, ESPN? You're not fighting for normal clicks. Everyone's at home.
Right.
It could have been 75. Like, yeah, no, LeBron James is all 75 best players of all time. That's like, I would have moved him up from 73 to 71, but I don't hate it. But Steph 12, KD 13. Them being back to back, that's the debate thing. But I just don't know what Steph did to overtake KD in that time.
I was gonna say I think I had Steph higher than you, but I had him, I think 6 behind KD.
Did you have him as the 12th? Did you have him as the 12th best player of all time?
No, I think I had him like 15th, 16th. I think I had him 1, but ahead of Kobe.
Oh boy.
Yeah, people weren't pleased.
They also moved Kobe up 3 spots, which I get it. What can you do?
It was unreal post playing.
Yeah, you had 16. I had him 21.
Okay.
And yeah, you had Durant 10. I had him 12. So yeah, we both had him. Like, we're both high on Steph. This isn't a knock on Steph. I just don't see what he's done in those 2 years to pass Kevin Durant.
He got that greatest shooter ever tag real early, and it just hasn't. And it's not that it's like wildly undeserved. I just think it's Durant's title, probably.
Nah, it's Steph's the best shooter. Like, he's got Durant by far, because 1, Durant doesn't make as many, and 2, he doesn't take as many. Like, the thing he has is he can get them off over anybody.
Right.
And Steph can't get them off over Kevin Love. Again, I think Steph is a worse player than Kevin Durant. I don't I don't think there's any we all saw the tape
many times.
But yeah, that Dwight Howard didn't make the top 75, which is just wrong. That's just wrong. There haven't been 75 all-time players better than Dwight Howard.
Where did we have him?
Let's see.
I might not have.
I'm trying to get him 45. Did I have him? I had him 44. Yeah, so 45, okay. 44.
So we were in a wild disagreement as per usual.
Yeah, no, typical us. And even adding in all that's happened since then, whatever, like the new guys that have jumped up, sure. There's not 75 all-time basketball players better than Dwight Howard.
We seem to agree, so I'm not ready to argue it.
You say what now?
We seem to agree, so I'm not going to sit here.
I don't know. Those are like the top 10. I don't really. Everybody has their own top 10, whatever. But those two, and they had from a stretch of like 50 to 60 or 40 to 50 in order. They had like there's Reggie Miller, McGrady, Paul Pierce, Vince Carter, Ray Allen, and Drexler as the wing players. And Clyde Drexler is better than all those guys.
Where's there a full list? Because it brought me to 40 to 11.
That's it. I mean, that's how they broke it down like that. I don't know if they have
a full list.
Yeah, you got to get your clicks, Mick. You know how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. 74. So Artis Gilmore, 74.
Sure.
I'm not going to argue about Artis Gilmore.
I'll never argue about Artis Gilmore.
Dikembe, 73.
Okay.
Do we have Dikembe?
Let's see. I feel like we did. Let's see. Yeah, I had him 45. You had him 47.
Okay. All right. It's remarkable how like decently close our lists were, save for one or two players here or there. Some that I may have excluded entirely. Who's to say?
Sure.
But it is remote. Like we got a couple right on the head too, didn't we?
I think so, and I think even more like within one, maybe two differences.
They've got Damian Lillard 72. I don't think either of us had him.
No.
Which they would seem to agree with since we only did a top 50.
Sure.
Bob Lanier. You had Bob Lanier, didn't you?
Absolutely. No, I don't know. Probably.
All
those old guys that I put on the list out of respect out of here. We got to listen. It's 75 for 75, man. We got to get to the like Mike and Pettit. Sorry, guys. Kuzi, I'm not sorry.
Yeah, we met at my apartment before we did our top 50, and me and Tyler both agreed, fuck all the old guys. And then Tyler put on a shit ton of old guys and caused me to be yelling about Jerry West.
Well, I mean, he was going on regardless, but yeah,
he's an old guy.
Yeah, Kuzi, you added it. He ain't as old as Kuzi. I don't think nobody's old as Bob Kuzi.
No, that's fact. Tony Parker 70. Listen, I'm ready to argue right now. Tony Parker's not better than Damian Lillard.
I agree. Like it was Tony. Would rather have Tony Parker or
Rondo? Shit. Rondo, of course. Thank you.
Well, yeah. No, who was the fucking career? I can't even remember who it was because I was like, I can't believe people are picking Tony Parker.
Oh, I saw this the other day. I know what you're talking about. Fuck.
Hold on. Westbrook. Duh. It was Westbrook.
Wow. I think I saw another one where it was even worse.
Yeah, this one, it was just which career would you rather have, Tony Parker or Westbrook? What's your vote, Mick?
Westbrook.
Well, 56% of the people disagree with you.
Sure.
I mean, it comes down to do you want rings or not? That's what this comes down to.
Yeah, that's Tony Parker's had a fine career.
A great go at it. He made a lot more money than I thought he did, and still not nearly as much as Russell Westbrook.
Right.
I think he made 168 his entire career. The contract Russ is on right now is for 170.
Yeah.
So over the next 3 years, he'll match it. He's got more like all-stars, all-NBAs, all that. He was comfortably a better player. And my point was like, he's like 31. Like, who's to say Russ doesn't retire with like maybe 2, right? Like 31 is just not that old anymore.
No.
And I keep saying, it's like, well, he's not going to play like this forever. He'll slow down. It's like, feels like you're 4 or 5. And again, I don't disagree with it, but it's like, no, this is definitely the year. I mean, not this second team All-NBA, but no, next year is when he falls off.
They have smoothest voice in the business, Bernard King, 69.
Bernie K. Okay, I like that.
Do we have him or no? I think he was a tough cut for us.
I don't think. Yeah, I feel like he was in my honorable mentions. He is. Yeah, I don't think he's in either of our 50. No.
Pistol Pete Maravich, 68. I definitely had him on mine.
And yeah, again, he was a player. There's no doubt about it.
He's the guy everyone over the age of everyone over the age of 40 is like, no, that guy was the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, they're like, listen, if there was a 3-point line, he would have scored 100 points a game. like okay, they're very convinced of that. I didn't watch him, so who am I to say?
What's very funny, because they have the 3-point thing in his little write up here. The only year he had it, he went 10 for 15 from deep.
And it was like his last. He was like 30 something, right?
So yeah.
Also, the thing people say, like even more than the 3-point was like, no, he was shooting 25 footers, which is a comically bad shot when it only costs 2 points. Where it only gets you 2 points, but as a fan, love to see it.
Well, it's comically bad when there is a 3-point line and you're right on the line. But back then, when everyone was guarding like 3 feet away from the rim and that was wide open, if you could hit it, I feel like that was the best shot you could take.
Paul George said it then, guarding Pistol Pete. And he said it a couple years ago. It's a bad shot. Pistol Pete sent his ass home too.
They've got Alex English ahead of Pistol Pete. I don't like that at all. And I think Alex English was unreal, but he was not better than Pete Maravich.
I don't have a beef with that either way.
Well, I do.
Okay. That is him just shooting 67% his last year. He's like, no, I was cold too, guys. I missed those 5.
Yeah, he lost sleep over it. Dave Cowens, 66.
A good friend.
A great friend. Noted cab stealer, Dave Cowens.
Cab stealer, driver, all-star MVP, all the same.
Yeah, he's another guy, especially I don't think it spreads to the rest of the country, but in Boston, like you get into a bar with like a bunch of like 50-year-olds and you're gonna hear a lot of Cowens talk.
He was a guy, like I was telling my dad, like when we went to the DC party, like some of the guys who were there, and of the guys, he was like, Cowens was there? That guy was good. I was like, high praise for my old man. He usually just doesn't care.
Incredible praise.
Yeah. Him acknowledging him at all. Wow.
Yeah. I feel like I only hear negative takes out of Papa Withers.
Same.
Pau Gasol over Dave Cowens. That feels wrong, but it's not something I'm going to sit here and argue.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Sure. We'll have Paul on to say the same. Yeah. No, I know I didn't.
Earl Monroe.
Like
64.
No, that's what it was. Did I choose or did I find them both? I think I picked between Frazier and Monroe.
That sounds right.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the coolest.
Easily. Zoe, 63. I don't know if Zoe made either of ours.
I don't think like that feel like without looking at it, like just 63 for a long, like that feels about right.
Yeah.
He was very good for his era. Like he had some longevity, like came back as a role player after his sickness, but was clearly always like a step or two below the elite. So 63rd all time, right. That feels fair.
Dennis Rodman, 62. I know I had him top 50.
Yeah, that's low. I know we both had Rodman. Let's see. Yeah. You had him 41, I had him 46. So yeah, 62. I get that feels like it's like, oh boy, he couldn't shoot. So,
yeah.
Gotta knock him down. Okay. What if he was just your small ball center now who could like guard all 5 positions and still out rebound everybody?
I was gonna say 2-time defensive player of the year, and he led. I know no one else led the league in rebounding for 7 straight years ever.
Yeah, he's a bum. I got it. Heard you the first time.
Robert Parrish, 61. I don't think I had Parrish. Did you?
No, I didn't.
Willis Reed, 60.
Most known for getting hurt and coming back. That's pretty good.
Bob McAdoo. I feel like that's someone you had.
Did I have Bobby Mack on here? Let's see. No, I don't. Yeah, no Bobby Mack.
All right. Manu Ginobili, 58.
I do like that they have him ahead of Parker.
Agreed.
58 feels like that's another one's like that. It feels about right.
Yeah. Especially, and this is just NBA, right?
Yes, I believe it is only NBA contribution.
This has
wait, let me see. Let me make sure.
This notes his gold medal in his write-up. I don't know if
that's what I'm trying to see if they had. It just says taking into consideration both total career value and peak performance. Are NBA experts, but I mean, I guess technically they didn't say it was only NBA, so sure.
Yeah. Clyde Drexler, 57.
That's wrong.
But he's top 50.
Yeah. Clyde Drexler.
I don't think I had him top 50 as I say that, but he's top 50.
Yeah, Clyde Drexler. There have not been 50 better players than Clyde Drexler. I had him 41.
I don't think I had him.
No Drex.
So I would probably agree with them that this 50 to 60 range.
Okay, that's fine. But the guys directly ahead of him, I think he was better than
Ray Allen.
He was better than Ray Allen.
Vince Carter, definitely better than Vince Carter.
He was better than Carter.
Ray Allen was better than Vince Carter too. What the fuck?
Strong agree. Like that's the strong.
Manu was better than Vince Carter.
Listen, if you tell me I get one of them for 15 years, Manu or Vince, give me Manu.
Without question.
So I don't disagree. But like Clyde Drexler was the best player on 2 finals teams.
Right.
Didn't win them. Like, I mean, he won one eventually, but was on like Dream Team, all that. 10-time All-Star. like has his number retired by 2 different professional franchises. There are not 56 better players than him all time. His knock was he wasn't Jordan. Who was? Like,
I don't hate that as a knock.
And they got Vince Carter in Atlanta.
I know, that's very strange.
Very disrespectful too.
Like ESPN can afford to download whatever Getty image they want.
Like, listen, man, get the Hawks one. You want me paying for those Raptors photos in a time like this?
They didn't put Pierce in like a Wizards or Clippers jersey, so I don't know why they did that.
It was me. I did it. I think
Pierce
Clyde Drexler was better than Paul Pierce.
Carter and Ray Allen.
I agree with that.
I obviously think he's better than Drexler. I don't hate your argument that he's better. That Drexler's better. I don't have much else to say.
I was that's pretty much like I feel like he was. I would just like best player on 2 finals teams, a much better defender than Pierce. And again, I don't think it's a huge gap, but I do think Clyde Drexler was a better player. And I think the next guy coming up should be much sooner too.
Peyton's in the top 50 player. 53's like just wrong.
I know we both had him, so I'm looking to see where we had him.
Definitely. I feel like I had him high.
Let me see. Yeah, you had him 25. I had him 26. Wow.
Yeah.
Just miles apart. Yeah.
Now, one thing too with my list, and I don't think you had him on yours. Maybe you had him late. I remember I had Kawhi in like the late 20s, early 30s, but it was the summer he was coming off of like 7 games played, and we didn't know what his future looked like, so I just took him out entirely.
Right.
Needless to say, I would jam him back in the top 25.
Oh yeah. See, like when we did it last time, it was like I agree there haven't been 50 better players than Anthony Davis, but let me see a couple years. It's been a couple years, so Anthony Davis will be making my top 75.
I'm gonna definitely pull an ESPN too if they can just move Kobe up spots. I'm definitely gonna be moving people up with really no rhyme or reason.
I was gonna say, listen, I'm fine with it. I think Clyde Drexler was the 9th best player of all time, so you'll get an argument here from me.
Now, peak I get for 52, but I can't put T-Mac ahead of a couple of these guys he's ahead of.
I think Clyde Drexler was a better player than Tracy McGrady.
Yeah.
Like you could talk about the teams around them, but when one of them can't get out of the first round and one is consistently making the finals or at least like the conference finals, like I don't think the gap is huge, but I think he's a better player.
James Worthy, I've never dove deep enough into, in this picture they used here, he looks a lot like Harden.
Maybe that's why he's so low.
I've never dove deep enough into his career. Obviously, I know he's got the rings. He has a Finals MVP,
but he wasn't as good as Clyde Drexler either. Like,
right? Well, that's what I mean. If you swapped him out for Clyde Drexler on those Lakers teams, do they skip a beat?
They win more. Are you kidding? Drexler's like, this is awesome, dude. Him, like, if they just drafted Dominique, and it's just Dominique running in Showtime. Are you kidding me? We're talking about Dominique, I swear, as a top 30 player. Like
Dominique might have been more liked than Magic in LA.
I feel like he might have been a little bit smarter than Magic too.
Oh boy.
Yeah, now Big James, like he was like 7 All-Stars, 2 third teams, does have a Finals MVP. And seemed like his peak seemed like between 17 and 20 points, 5-6 boards, 3 or 4 assists. A fine player, like a perfect third wheel to play off Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson.
2 top 5 players all time.
Yeah. So if he's your third wheel for sure, he's not a better player than Clyde Drexler.
Right.
I'd slide him behind like the Pierces and Ray Allen, those guys too.
Right.
So that's not just a Pierce thing. I don't think James Worthy was the 51st best player of all time.
I'm ready to slide down these next 2 guys as well. Wes Unseld. I understand.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those like preeminent figures from the early NBA.
Right.
He averaged 10 and 14. Like you telling me Dwight Howard wasn't better than this?
Well, I will say that he's another one like an older guy that I hear older guys give respect.
Without question.
Because he's like from, and I want to see his. Yeah, like he averaged like 4 assists a game, and if I'm not mistaken, he was like one of the big like outlet passers. He was like the first person to grab a rebound and be like, "Look, I don't have to like hand it to you right here. If you run, I'll still pass it to you."
I mean, I know that for a fact there was someone who did that before him, but yeah, he probably took it from that guy.
Yeah, and it was much better. But
Definitely
50, little high for Wes.
Yeah, like I have no problem with him on the list, but like
50's high.
Most of the people directly behind him are better.
I agree.
Reggie Miller. I mean, what are we doing?
Are you kidding? I've never seen. I don't know. And I said, like he was in the Jordan era. Like he pushed Jordan. He's the only person to ever take Jordan to 7. So he gets credit for that.
Fair.
He lost. I don't.
Big time. Blue lead.
Yes. So he's another one I would slide behind some of those guys.
I also like how they got like the most recent picture of Vince Carter and the first picture of Reggie Miller.
Yeah, UCLA Miller.
Him and Cheryl in driveway. Bill Walton. I know I had Bill Walton in my top 50, and he's just another one of those guys. When you if peak is what matters most here, then yeah, he's on the list.
Let's see. Yeah, you're Walton 35.
Maybe a bit high for me.
I was gonna say, but he's definitely on this list. Definitely better than Reggie Miller. I don't think there's any arguments there.
Definitely. Iceman, George Gervin, 47.
He was his day's T-Mac. He scored a lot of points, and his teams didn't necessarily win a lot, which is fine. But I would slide both of them backwards in this context. The
picture they used here, and I know how athletic of a freak he was, but this makes him look like this is his first day.
Listen, you got to think this is still very athletic for the people that time. I'm like, holy shit.
True.
He dribbled with the other hand. He doesn't even shoot with that one.
He's got like Air Forces on too.
Oh, the coolest.
Dominique, 46.
He was probably the one guy I did not put in my 50 that I wish I would have.
Yeah.
There haven't been 50 better players than Dominique. I should have put him on mine.
And now there have been even more players since we made the list. So back out again.
He just doesn't make it again. Yeah, but like, what can you do? 76 again.
Yeah. Yeah, Zion. Zion was like a sophomore when we did that list.
Listen, Zion might be like 19 on this list.
Anthony Davis, 45.
Okay.
Elvin Hayes, 44.
Sure.
Rick Barry, who we both need to put much higher on our lists next go around.
A lot of friends on this list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rick Barry hearing, and I know we've talked about it a lot, so people are probably like, we get it, but when we do go to those Legends events, like everyone treats Rick Barry like how the national media treats Larry Bird. Like it's insane.
Yeah. Like honestly, and I just have to imagine like before Larry Bird, he was Larry Bird, like he was the guy. So and he definitely still gets that respect from everybody and from other legends.
Russell Westbrook, 42.
Who's 41? Tell me.
This looks like a Hank Azaria.
P.U. No. Ross Perot bringing up the ball. Look, the dude guarding him looking at the damn camera. How good can
what is that witchcraft?
Yeah. Huh? Like how tough could Kuzi be? He going by people who not looking at him.
They playing the orange men who they're wearing belts.
There are 3 other people in this picture, and none of them are looking at the ball. Not a one.
Ref, there's a ref looking maybe the other way.
It goes without saying Bob Cousy was not a better player than Russell Westbrook. I know the I get the influence, all that. I get it.
Here's what his write-up says. The Coos helped usher in a new era of ball handlers with his slick dribbling and fancy passing. Unheard of in the NBA at that time.
Just traveling violation after traveling violation.
This is great. Paired with Bill Russell to help the Celtics win their first 6. Yeah, I'm sure it was a koozie.
Devin George paired with Shaq and Kobe. They're going a three-peat in the early 2000s.
All right, let's see this. Before we get to 41, we got our pals. That's right. This one, is sponsored by our friends at Pandora.
Oh.
We've all been getting creative with the things we've been doing at home, and Pandora thinks we deserve a great soundtrack to go along with it. Whether you're
Pandora agrees with us about agreeing with us about agreeing with them. Yeah.
We've never agreed with anything more.
I don't know about that now.
Whether you're putting on a station to pump you up before your home workouts, getting in the zone to record a podcast, or even the perfect pregame station for when sports come back, there is a perfect station to find on Pandora. Tyler, it was just your favorite, one of your favorite Pandora artists' birthday the other day.
Yeah, it was.
Stevie can definitely see
how important Pandora is to all of I'm telling you, you go on put that Stevie Wonder channel, you'll look up and be like, I've been listening to music for 7 hours straight and I haven't hit skip. Like, wow.
Yeah, no. Discover the soundtrack to your great indoors and listen to Pandora at home on your smart speakers, TV, gaming consoles, and more. That is one thing I really do appreciate about modern times. You don't have to have like a CD player or like a tape deck or an 8-track just to play like the one song you recorded off the radio a few months ago, and it has like commercials that you have to rewind and fast forward through. Like, you have so many devices. Right now I'm looking at a laptop, a smart TV, a PS4, and Apple TV, and my phone. All of those things I can play Pandora off of like right now. Visit pandora.com/everywhere to learn more. They also have a couple of different stations here that they've highlighted for us.
Okay.
And Nature Sounds Radio delivers a never-ending stream of peaceful and relaxing nature sounds. One of the better things you can do as a human being, nature radio.
I've read about this in the comments of Barstool Outdoors.
They also have one here, Hawaiian reggae. I can't imagine that being bad.
Boy, oh boy, you play that at the fucking DMV, and then people just dancing out of their seats. Hawaiian reggae?
It showcases the best and newest reggae music coming from the Pacific Islands, Tyler.
The newest? Well,
that's right. You thought you knew all the Hawaiian reggae? Think again.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Big Daddy Tua. He's really the only Hawaiian reggae artist I knew.
Yeah, well, that's what Pandora is here for, to expand those horizons.
It ends today. Or tomorrow. I'll probably listen to it tomorrow, too.
Number 40, Chris Paul.
I had him 24, so feels a little low.
I even have him on my list.
You've never heard of... No, 34.
Okay. More respectful than I... good on me for being an unbiased journalist.
I can't believe that he's 40 and Reggie Miller is like 42 or whatever. Unreal.
I'm surprised this didn't get more, like, with how beloved Chris Paul is by like true basketball fans. I'm surprised this isn't what I saw the most flack for.
Oh, just wait. It's coming. They had to wait till you get like your regular upset out of the way. Then when that's brewed over, they're like, now let me tell you why Chris Paul should be 8th.
Yeah, like him being behind Walt Frazier feels like a thing people would get mad about.
Not me. Clyde's the coolest.
Both of which behind Bob Pettit.
I'll say that he's one of those guys. He is you go to the Hawks arena and look up, and any of the accomplishments there are because of Bob Pettit. Like anything there, and like he had the numbers. I know at least one of those. I think the ring he won. I think he beat the Celtics.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, so he's one of the old guys that is like, okay, he won't make my 50, but I don't have a gripe with him being on theirs. It's also a tough Hawks jersey, that white and gold.
Oh yeah,
great look.
St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
He played 11 seasons and was named to 10 All-NBA first teams. He made the second team in his final season.
Yeah, he's like, I'm falling off, man.
Yeah, instantly. like I can't even picture. Like it takes. Like Doncic was rare that he was even in consideration year 2. Pettit out of the gate was just like, yeah, now that's you see that spot there? Pettit.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Yeah. The last year he averaged 23, 12, and 3. That was the second year on NBA, second team on NBA.
Yeah, they're like enough out.
No, he stinks. He definitely stinks.
Patrick Ewing, 37.
Okay. I had him 33. You had him 30. So yeah.
That's higher than I would. Again,
big Pat fan.
Apparently. 36. Well, we were doing like full basketball too.
Right.
Like
Everything.
Not even just NBA.
Right.
So with him, it's like Dream Team. He was Dream Team
College,
2 as well, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he was 2. He may have. I don't know. I remember. No, not Hakeem.
I feel like I've seen him in that jersey.
Probably.
36, Kevin McHale.
I don't think he made my 50, but he'll make my 75.
It's kind of you. 35, Jason Kidd.
Yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon was on the Dream Team too, which is still very funny.
Funny.
No Ewing though.
George Mikan, 34, and just the best picture I've ever seen of anyone.
This here is a basketball. Shout out to George Mike for wearing a size 7.5 shoe.
Yeah, I can't believe this picture. Like, are those even socks? Like, what's happening here?
Those are just his legs attached.
He'd pull it out, yeah.
Was there like no bleacher or something they could have got? Like, it's a man, for the people who can't see it, it's a man on another man's shoulders, like they're trying to sneak into recess as children. Or sneak into somewhere, taking a picture of Bobby Mikan and his prized basketball.
That thing couldn't even bounce.
Not a chance.
33, Bob Ryan had a heart attack when he saw this one. John Havlicek.
Hondo. Oh, boy. I think he was somewhere on my... Yeah, I had him 42. Probably won't be in the redux. But he might.
32, James Harden. Jim.
I don't... That feel kind of low, honestly.
Yeah.
For as many like top 3 or 5, like MVP as he's had, the scoring titles, assist title, feels low.
Isaiah Thomas, the Detroit one.
This is too low.
Where did we have him?
Let's see. Zeke was nowhere to be found now. Let's see. 20. You had him 29.
Okay.
I had him 32.
And this is too low, you're saying?
31. Yeah. Because they've added in like the new guys.
True. Wait. You haven't, so you still had him lower.
Yeah. No, he stinks. No, but that's another one. He's a guy, like I had him there, but in what I've learned about his career, like since then, I should have had him higher.
Right. And he's certainly better than 30, Steve Nash.
Yeah, it hurts me. I think he's better than 29 too. He was the best player.
Oh, boy.
It hurts. Devin Booker.
You wouldn't have had a single argument about this whole list if you saw Booker.
I know.
29.
Nah, I'd be like, I mean, a little low, but I'll cope. It hurts my feelings, but I cannot in good faith say that Allen Iverson was better than Isaiah Thomas. And it hurts. It hurts.
Iverson for his career, even with the shitty years at the end, still averaged 27 a game. I have no problem still arguing he was better than Zeke.
Again, like I don't think it's a huge gap. I think my biggest gripe here is Steve Nash should not be
anywhere near these guys, of course.
Betwixt these gentlemen.
Yeah, no. This is what happened with our list too. So this is interesting that they had this happen as well. Because we had a run of point guards as well. Yep. And that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, it was the shooting guard thing in the fit, like the Clyde, Tracy McGrady, Ray Allen, Vince. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's laziness on both of our behalfs or this is just how it breaks down.
I think it's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Stockton's such a weird one to me. They have Stockton 28. I get John Stockton was incredible. Mm-hmm. Longevity like you read about.
Sure.
When things are close in my mind, I always, and this doesn't make it right or wrong, but how I break it down is if me and you were captains of 5-on-5 and we were picking teams and we were both looking at point guards and Steve Nash and Gary Payton and Isaiah Thomas, both Isaiah Thomases,
sure,
and Allen Iverson and John Stockton.
Johnny Stockton, yeah.
Like, guess who's not getting picked?
Steve Nash.
But yeah, both him and John Stockton are not getting picked.
That's one. It hurts. I don't hate Stockton over Iverson.
Why does it hurt? Because it's Iverson?
Because it's Iverson. It's the only reason it hurt. But yeah,
like all time.
Yeah. And they played in those fire purples. But yeah, like for what he was doing Steve Nash numbers and also playing all NBA defense. So for them to be 2 spots ahead of each other is like he had more team success, was a good shooter that didn't shoot as much as he should have, like Nash.
Right.
So that's one. I think they're a little high on Nash.
That's fair. Yeah, that's why it's hard for me with Stockton because I recognize the accomplishments. I can't get it through my stupid fucking brain that he was like a really good defender. Like Gary Payton looks like a really good defender, was a really good defender. Right. John Stockton doesn't feel like the same ilk of defender to me.
I think that's part of the appeal. It's like, oh yeah, I can get buckets on this little guy, and he's like, no, I'm just gonna steal the ball from you every single for 15 years straight, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, no, I mean credit to him. It's true. 27. I might be ready to argue this is too low. Giannis.
People were mad at this one.
That they thought he was too high.
That was way too high.
Yeah, that's wrong.
He's never made the finals, Mick.
He probably would have this year.
Who are we to say? Who are we to say? He feels like 80 a couple years. 27 right now is high. But again, when we do the 80 at 80, he'll be like 13. I can't in good like with the guy that's right ahead of him. I can't in good faith put them this close yet. Even though one clearly had a better peak. There's no doubt about that.
One's peak is back-to-back MVP. The other one won't even
one MVP. Who are we to say? Again,
well, even still, he didn't do that.
How many rings does he have, Mick?
One of them won't even challenge me to a pump faking competition, which I don't even know what that fully entails.
Maybe you should set the rules and go back at him. Maybe, he's uncertain with the.
Remember me from several weeks ago?
Yes, Mick, I got it. Yeah, like that's like career versus peak because it's just these 3 guys in a row. Because right ahead of Wade is Kawhi.
Yeah.
So if you think Kawhi has already done enough for Gian, like then I feel like he should be way ahead of Giannis, right? If you think Giannis is already 27th, and you think Kawhi is like with a career average like 19, 6, and 3, not impressive career numbers, if you think he's already done enough for 25th, which I don't hate, I feel like he should be much higher than Giannis. Like he's probably maybe a little higher. Giannis probably a little lower. Like not like 100 spots different, but 27 to 25. That just feels. We just watched it. Kawhi Leonard's comfortably better than Giannis. It's not a knock, but
Giannis won those first 2.5 games, and then no more.
Not one.
So I don't think it's a massive gap. I get he's got the final success, of course. But those 2 regular season MVPs, like, and I know we just bashed Nash a lot, but these are different MVPs.
That's where winning 2 MVPs is bad. Yeah,
but these are very different MVPs. You understand?
Yes, Nash deserved his. I hear you.
Man, yeah, I don't hate Kawhi over Giannis for sure, but I also don't I don't hate these 3 back to back to back. I don't think it's that bad.
But I also think like if you have Giannis this high back to back MVP, then I think you have to put him higher than some of the guys we'll get to. Okay, because some of these guys like.
But would you argue that about Wade and Kawhi too? Then.
No, because neither one of them have like regular season MVP. Like I'm looking at like if you think because he has 2 regular season MVPs and like Pippen 21, Baylor 22, Barkley 23. If he got 2 straight and he might throw a defensive player of the year along with it, when does the peak stop, right? Because if that's all we have for Giannis right now is peak.
Right.
I get you have to balance that with him being, 25, 26. And like we're at a point where not a whole lot of guys are going to be moving up. There's just not much space here. But I don't know, 27, man. I think like Wade doesn't really 27 to 25 for Giannis to Kawhi. I think that's more noteworthy to me.
David Robinson, 24.
After what Shaq did to him, man, I bet they made this list before they seen that.
Yeah, top 100 maybe.
No, yeah, this is
top 100 Naval Academy.
I was gonna say top guys with sons that play for Notre Dame. Let me see. I had Robinson 16. You had him 12.
Okay,
and they got him 24 here. So okay,
he was the one who, when we were doing the original list, I wanted to make sure, and we've done this recently too, but I wanted to make sure people understood just how nice this dude was, especially in the era in which he played.
Yeah. Like I said it the other day, I was like, David Robinson was the first player. I was like, oh wow, NBA players can lift weights. Interesting.
All of them.
Yeah, like guys have muscles. Nobody looked like David Robinson though.
No, really, they still don't. Which is
like, but they posted some highlights, and people like younger people, my mentions that weren't familiar with him were like physically some of the things he's doing. They were like, he looks like Giannis. I'm like, they were the same size. Like it checks out.
Yeah, and we like he did all that, and he still should have had like 3-4 more seasons on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
That's
crazy. What. Yeah, he's one of those like his back end is kind of bad because it was 10 years in, but he was 37.
Yeah.
So his per game, because honestly, I don't see how you have the guy next in front of him.
They both have 1 MVP, right?
They both have 1 MVP. D-Rob's got 2 rings. I'm trying to, but no, the second one he was the hanger on. The first one he played a big role. So
Fair.
If you want to say 1.5, even like.
Well, even if it's like 1, he played a big role. Like we just saw, or we're just reminded, like Barkley wasn't far off from getting 1 off a much tougher opponent.
Yeah. Like I had Barkley 23rd, and I had David Robinson 16th. Like I've just consistently believed that if the offensive numbers are very similar. Barkley was a better passer, but David Robinson was by far better, like defensive player of the year defender. So I think sure. I don't know how you say Barkley's a better.
Listen, I didn't on that list. Yeah. I know for a fact I didn't have Barkley ahead of Robinson.
Let us see. Yeah. Robinson 12, Barkley 11. No,
I was gonna say no.
No, Barkley 20.
19, right? 20.
Yeah, so like and again, I don't think any of these guys have come back in this time. So I think David Robinson was a better player than Charles Barkley.
Yeah, listen, I apparently agreed in the past. I'm not going to argue. Switch up now.
Like old Mick was stupid. I disagree.
It is very funny that Barkley is Barkley and Rodman being like 2 of the better rebounders in an era where everyone was 7 inches taller than him. Mm-hmm. Very funny. And like the NBA front offices still haven't figured out you don't have to be that tall.
They still haven't.
That's what I'm saying.
And
like,
they never will. Yeah.
Elgin Baylor. This is someone I didn't have on mine that I wish I had.
I don't know where I had. I think I had the Bay, man.
Oh, you had him high. Or not high, but when I don't have them at all, you have them.
Yeah, I had 36, and yeah, that's probably low with the things I've learned about like him and his career since then.
Yeah, he put up some crazy. Dragonfly Jones was talking about him and Bomani were talking about Baylor the other day, and they were like, Bomani was quoting friend Bob Ryan being like, everything all the modern wings you've seen do the last 20 years, Baylor was doing back then, which is crazy to think that he was doing, which almost makes all the fucking arguments about, put this player back then and they'd win. It almost proves all of them wrong because he was doing it and very famously not winning.
Man, oh man, his mistake was he started with the Minneapolis Lakers. It's like I should waited till they attracted every big man ever. That was EB's mistake.
Listen, he got a 12-year run in LA. He didn't know.
He got a 2-year run in Vietnam too. Like, he peaked 38.3 points a game in 61-62 while actively enlisted in the military and only playing games on weekends. Like you just show up like, we got tomorrow? The Lakers Saturday. Damn. Elgin Baylor's playing. There's 27 teams. Like, we caught him Friday last time. We beat the Lakers by 100 points.
Yeah, and just averaging 27 and 13 and a half with nearly 5 assists is chaos.
Yeah, because I feel like back then you did one of those things. If you averaged 27, you weren't getting 13 rebounds, like unless you were Wilt. If you grabbed the rebounds, you weren't scoring 27. If you did those, you weren't getting the assists. And he was like, I'm just better than everyone. I'm going to only touch the ball. It was a good idea.
Scottie Pippen, 21.
I love Scott. Truly. His coach was drawing up rookies to take game-winning shots over him, man. You telling me to like...
It's fair.
To be fair, I think Scottie should have got that shot. All things considered, I see why he was mad. I think he could have. I think he should have got that shot.
I feel like because of I feel like he definitely didn't deserve the shot with the way he fucking acted. But I've never been I feel like it's always really stupid to be like best player gets the ball. That's what the defense is scheming for. Of course, it works out sometimes, but it usually doesn't. Look at like when LeBron passes and I know he gets bashed for it, but it's usually correct.
It is, but like the whole point of that season was I'm stepping in, like I'm not Mike, but I'm stepping into the number one role guy. All those guys, like Zach Lowe did an article today. Everybody on the team loved, like to this day, loves Scottie Pippen. It was like he was fine. He's what we needed. All that, and he messed up not going to the game afterward because that's just not his nature. That's where he stepped outside his nature. Right. But for him to be pissed to not get that shot, I agree with him. They were down 2-0, and he gives the shot to a rookie. Matt, of course, everything is different. The shot. But if he didn't, Mick.
But he did.
Coach flipped on a banana peel at that exact moment. I think he gets too much flack overall, and like it's a black mark on his name. It's not great, but they were down 2-0 in this. Like that didn't cost them the series, right? So they weren't winning that series. Also, I think Bomani made an interesting point. He was like, "Yeah, if he does miss that, what happened? That game goes to overtime. Does Scottie Pippen go back in?
Probably not.
Like, does Scottie Pippen ever play for the Bulls again? They were already fed up. Like he was still. It was 4.95. So he was long time underpaid. So it's like Scottie Pippen might not play for them again. If Jerry Krause is like, that's it. That's the final straw. But I think he should have got that shot. But I also don't think he should be 21st here.
I mean, every game we've done in the rewatches, he's been actively costing the Bulls every time we see him touch the ball.
He 21st here, apparently.
I mean, we both had him around here, didn't we?
That's what I'm trying to see. Let's see. You had him 23. I had 19. And again, with like the guys moving up, you bumping down a little bit, Scott.
You take Scottie Pippen or Giannis?
Giannis.
Number 20, Tyler's favorite player of all time, Kevin Garnett.
Love him. But again, like that's the whole point. You would take Giannis over Scottie too, right?
Yeah, him and I'd take him. I'd take Kawhi, and I know I had Wade ranked ahead of him.
That's what I'm saying. So for him, he's what, 5?
And Barkley. I had all these players right.
He's 6 spots ahead of. A little high for Scott. Little high.
I know I had Garnett like 13, 14.
Let's see. 13. I had him 17.
Okay, so we both think this is low.
20 ish.
Now this I do agree with because I know I had Dirk right ahead of him. They have Dirk 19 right here.
You got Dirk 14, 13. I got Dirk 20 to Garnett 17.
Okay.
I think Kevin Garnett was again adding in the defense. I think Kevin Garnett was a better player than Dirk Nowitzki. But I get it. Yeah. I
get, and I love Kevin Garnett, obviously.
You?
What Dirk did year in, year out with Mark Cuban actively not helping him was maybe the most impressive thing I've seen in the NBA, like in my life.
If you want to talk about not getting help from an owner, Kevin Garnett, he's got Dirk beat there. He was the same offensive numbers and a much better defender. Again, it's not a huge gap. Like I had him, 3 or 4 spots separated, but I think Kevin Garnett was a better player than Dirk.
Dirk just churned out 50-win season after 50-win season like they were guarantees. And of course, he was a 1 seed who lost to an 8 seed. That's a tough blemish to have. But his consistency is just unbelievable. Now, if KG doesn't get hurt in Utah and they win that maybe 2-3 titles in a row, that changes everything, of course. He's probably top 10.
I mean, but that's like I'm looking at the Timberwolves won, 50, 47, 50, 51, 58. So like KG was winning 50 games in that West.
Definitely.
And playing defense, like not just defense, elite defense.
I was going to say, Dirk wasn't a dog shit defender. He wasn't a good defender, but he wasn't bad. Like he was, I'd say he's an average defender considering he like had a coat hanger in his shirt.
That's part of it. I would say below average, but you're comparing him to Kevin Garnett might be the best individual, like one of the 3 to 5 best individual defenders ever.
Right.
That's the gap.
Definitely. There's a gap for sure. I think there's a gap offensively too, not a huge one, but I would lean Dirk in favor of offense.
I would say a gap, but even like for the shooting,
not as big a gap as the defense.
Sure. But even then, like Garnett was known for his defense and was still doing 25, 12, and 5 on the offensive end.
Yeah.
Like better passing than Dirk. I just think he's a better player.
Moses Malone, 18.
He's the best player ever that played for 19 teams. And I see it, but he's just one of those, like, I always see, I was like, so he's got the numbers. He like won in the playoffs. It wasn't like empty numbers.
Right.
Still nobody, like, what am I missing? Was Moses just this like horrible guy? And then I hear Charles Barkley like, no, Moses Malone like saved my career. Like I needed Moses Malone when I got to Philly. So I don't know what the beef. I don't know what the beef with Moses is. Nobody wanted him.
Maybe he made all those choices.
Players and player empowerment, Moses.
Yeah, maybe he was just like, hey, you know what? We're in Washington this year.
Let me see. Like ABA and NBA, he played for like 9 different franchises. He won 3 MVPs. Like what? I mean, I guess Shaq played for like a lot. Shaq played for what, 5 teams, 6 teams?
Has to be 6.
Moses got him doubled up, dude. Like, yeah. So I know we
3-time MVP.
Yeah, I had him 13th all time. You had him 18, and I don't have a gripe with the number, but it's just the number of teams. He never played anywhere for long.
I'll be honest. I was super worried. I had him like in the 40s.
58. Oh yeah, Moses is that deal.
Oh yeah. 17. Neither of us had.
I don't even see a 17 on my list.
16. Unfamiliar.
Yeah, I bet you are. If you're gonna make your list this time, I feel like you got to be consistent.
If what?
If Wes gonna make your 75?
My whole thing was I would have had him in the 50s.
That's not what I asked you. I said, is he gonna make your 75? You might have
Jaylen Brown.
I know you're Marcus Smart 51, Jerry West 52.
Listen, do you honestly believe Jerry West could even dribble near Marcus Smart? Of course not.
I would have put 35 on his head.
Shut up.
Without question. I would have spun him like a top. Send him back to Flower Mound picking daisies.
15. I noticed they don't have his finals record in here. Cowards.
It's bad. Poor journalism on ESPN.
Very poor.
I had him 15th.
You did, yeah. And that was by far the longest we talked about any player.
Maybe ever. Yeah.
15, Julius Erving.
I had him 10.
Well, I know I had him like.
Let's see.
Maybe right here.
15.
Yeah. I was trying. We've said a lot of my. I know what I had: 9 Shaq, 10 Durant. That's some sort of like Hakeem, David Robinson.
Hakeem, Robinson, Garnett, Dirk, Dr. J. Yep.
Oh, I did have Garnett over Dirk.
Yep, 13 to 14.
That's one of those things I go back and forth on every day.
I get Miles Brown was the one who was like his shooting was as important as Dirk or as KG's defense. Like I get it, 100% get it.
Interesting.
I would give him the nod, even though Dirk was absolutely that dude. But Dr. J, he's another one. It's like he accomplished all this. Like, why is he not the best? Like in the short list for, not that he'd be number one, but
also, I know ESPN doesn't take this into consideration, which is why our lists are always better than theirs. So fucking cool.
The coolest. Like legit, maybe if you do an all-time NBA, like cool starting 5, he's first team. Like, yeah, he's first team.
Like maybe first overall pick.
Like, yeah, like it's he and Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Right.
It's just those two guys.
He's got a chain on in this picture.
Very cool. Like the fro, the everything.
All of it. And it's not even one of those guys because he played like his pro career started in 71. So that's like bordering on when like the cool internet fans are like, man, he played back right. Then when they like his athleticism would still be elite today.
Also, he was also the first, I mean, watching the highlights, of course, first play that I watched, I was like, he's dunking the ball so hard. Yeah. Like everybody else just dunked. I was like, no, he's upset about something. And he's one, like, as I look at it, I was like, 10's probably a little high. But then I go back to his resume and a ring in the NBA, 2 in the ABA.
Yeah, maybe a little low.
NBA MVP, 3 ABA MVPs, 11-time NBA All-Star, 5-time ABA All-Star. Let's see, 5 NBA first teams, 4 ABA first teams, 2 NBA second teams, and an All-NBA second team. He made all defensive first team in 1976, which had to be one of the first years they did it. I think it started in the 70s. Oh, that was ABA all defensive, excuse me. Yeah, number retired by the Nets and 76ers. He's on the All-NBA and NBA all-time team. He should be higher than 10th. Withers was wrong.
14. Kevin Wayne Durant.
Let me see. Yep, I had him 12. You had him 10. And they have him a 13. Or 14, excuse me. Step 13.
Steph Curry 13, who I had 16.
Yes. Durant's
Yeah, I would
better
like
Steph.
not much. Like I'd probably put Durant right. I see that's the thing. I don't even know who in my top 10 I'd move up. Like I don't like. I wouldn't. Would I put Durant over Shaq? Probably not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, we're getting to that point where it's. I'll say this: if Durant had either had a ring or played this season, I might be ready to make that. Like, that's how close I think he is. So, like, he's 14 now. If he just comes back and it's just business as usual, he jumping the big O. That's for sure. No disrespect. No disrespect, but
is there a certain point in a player's career where he's his image in your mind's finalized? Like there's nothing Steph could do that's going to make me think of him as a better player. Like he wins 4 more rings. That's not going to change like I would give him 7. I get that, but that wouldn't make me be like, oh, he's better than Jordan. You know what I mean?
Right. No, it's just my thing. Like, however you feel about it, when they played together, one was better. Like, I don't.
Oh yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying with Durant. Like with the him versus Shaq thing in my own mind, which isn't a debate anyone else is having. But since I have them 9-10, like if Durant won 2 more rings, even like one with the Nets, one with the Sonics when they're a team in 4 years.
Or if he just stayed healthy and had like another one, if he has 3 and 3 Finals MVPs, that's where I'm like, yeah, he's top 8 or 9. I can't in good faith say that there's been that many. Like at his peak, there's no weakness. Yeah, there's no weakness.
But I just don't know that there's anything he could do in addition to what I've already seen him do that would make me be like, oh yeah, definitely better than Shaq. That's Shaq.
Listen, it is Shaq, but this is Kevin Durant, man.
I get it.
And also, if we're playing the Dr. J is the coolest, so you got to look at both sides here. I'll leave it
at Durant had a case to be cool, and he squatted it himself, which is extremely uncool.
Hurts even. It's worse than just being not cool.
Right. It's relatable.
Yeah. Oh, the most. I'm not happy with any decision I make either, Kevin. So I get it.
Right. Right. Twitter's ruined both of our lives as well. So I get it.
Yeah, we're on even playing field. It's a thing. I don't know if I could ever say, yeah, he's comfortably better than Shaq. But yeah, if he gets back to business as usual, I think there'll be like a legit argument. It's like, at the very least, like, yeah, Shaq would get his 40, Durant would get his 40. Like, it's just, they might cancel out. And then you want the force, or you want the shooting, the range, and all that.
Right.
But, yeah, he's getting there.
12, they have Hakeem. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, let's see. You had him 11. I had him 8.
Yeah. So would you put Durant over him right now?
Whew. No, but that's one where it's like, let him do one more thing. Let me get one more, like another like first team All NBA, another Finals MVP, like another pretty big accolade. And I've got Hakeem 8, Shaq 9. That's one I might revisit.
Yeah. Yeah, Hakeem got a ring directly off Shaq. That was such a young Shaq and such an old Hakeem like that. It almost like I almost don't hold that against Shaq. Like it's a pro for Hakeem for sure, right, yeah, but I don't think it's a negative for Shaq, especially when arguing them head to head.
Also, like he did numbers. It wasn't like,
oh yeah,
it was like, oh, he shut Shaq down 4-game sweep. No, Shaq did numbers. They just.
Hakeem was quoted as being like, "I am pumped we escaped this because that guy, it's his league now. I'm glad I'm getting out of here."
Yeah, but everybody's like, "Oh no, ate his lunch." Okay. All right. It was like a 27-15 against like the best defender maybe ever. Like,
right. I also hate that they put Hakeem's NBA record of 3,830 blocks might never be approached, much less broken. It's a fake record. It's not a real record.
Well, it's not fake. It's just not. It's incomplete.
I can think of at least 2 people who have blocked more shots than that.
Prove it. Because I see Hakeem sitting number 1 all time.
I want to so bad.
Can't be done. I don't see Billy Ruskell's anywhere on this blocks list. Huh. I love him.
Number 11.
Friend,
Number 11. I hope Oscar Robertson sues for the picture choice they used here.
I will say if I'm gonna look scared, it'd be with the quadruple team and Philly Jackson coming up behind me.
Coming up the rear.
Yeah, those long arms. Dave Debusschere. This is like 4 Hall of Famers. Clyde Frazier, Dave Debusschere, Phil Jackson. Everybody trying to stop Big O.
Even I didn't have him this high.
No. Let me see. Oh boy, got to do some scrolling. You had him 21.
Okay.
I have Oscar Robertson. I had him 18. So again, 11, little high. Though he is again another guy. Anybody that time was like, oh no, he was like 30-point triple doubles are impressive now, and he was just doing.
I can't find the fucking top 10. It's annoying.
I got the top 10. 10.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, no, I feel great about it. No, yeah, 10 is Shaq, and Shaq's like teams list not nearly as long as Moses's. I got to do some more Moses research, man. I just need to know what. Like, I hope it was on his own accord, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard like a negative reason for like, oh yeah, he had to leave Philly because.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I have heard like I guess rebound chaser, but who wasn't back then, right? Like,
yeah,
there were like 2 stats back then. If you were gonna get paid, like you had. So yes, he hogged a few rebounds. Okay, well, if somebody else can hog 19 boards, then tell him to do that.
This is the shit that pisses me off with these lists that they do intentionally to piss me off. So I hate that I get pissed off. Kobe wasn't better than Shaq. Wasn't better than Shaq.
He wasn't.
Wasn't better than Durant. Wasn't better than Hakeem. Wasn't better than David Robertson.
That's another one. Like going back, not even because his death. I don't know if you heard about that.
What?
No, LeBron had to pull the team through it. It was a lot. I will say I do have more of appreciation for his career. Just 5.
Definitely.
We see how it's so tough to get one dude, and however he like second option first, whatever. He got 5, and he was locking up all those and scoring 30 all those years. I would take, I got him over David Robinson. The rest, I don't have argument with. I'm trying. Yeah, Shaq. Yeah, Shaq was
very funny. They just moved him up 3.
That just feels like wherever Shaq is, put him 1 ahead. It's like even if we just jump him 3, 1 ahead. Okay, like all right. So I'm interested. I don't know where. As I look at I had Kobe. I think 14. Yeah, I had Kobe 14. And right now, I just like I had Moses Malone directly ahead of him. I'd move Kobe ahead of Malone.
Okay.
Dr. J is interesting. I don't know. Because Kobe really was that. Like I think the defense is what I just didn't fully register in. So I don't know where I have him, but we'll see. He's not better than Shaq, sadly.
No.
He's not as close as to 8 as Tim Duncan, and I think there's a little gap between those guys, but I also have Tim Duncan as the 4th best basketball player of all time. So I think I think Kobe should be out. He'll probably be higher on my list. I think Duncan will still be 4. So
without question. It is one thing that's very cool, and it's like nothing he went out of his way to do, but when someone averages like everyone on this list, like Shaq's at 23.7 points per game, and everyone's at like a point. Kobe being 25 on the dot, I appreciate stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's I feel like that's a thing now. Knowing more about Kobe was very intentional. He probably planned that out 6 months in advance. I want to finish exactly 20. Exactly 20. My old man averaged 24.9, and so 8 Duncan, 7, Larry Legend. 6, they did not put Magic and Larry together.
Yeah, that always annoys me.
6 is Wilt the Stilt. And boy, you talk about a bad picture for Billy Rusk.
We'll probably miss this. Russell got the rebound, then they won by 40 points, as per usual.
0.78 and 79 for Chamberlain. Yeah, they got him 6. I think I had him 5. Yeah, I had him 5.
They got him 8.
You had him right after Magic and Larry. They had him breaking up Magic and Larry.
Sure.
Yeah, Magic 5. Billy Rusk was 4. Yeah, Kareem 3.
I'm shocked they put Magic that low.
Where'd you think it would be? Like 3 or 4? Higher than Russell?
I didn't. Well, I always forget how much everyone else really likes LeBron. So I would have thought it would have been like 3 or 4.
Nope.
I didn't think Russell was going to be 4.
He wasn't on my list. We'll leave it at that.
Wait, you had him like 10, didn't you?
I had him 11. Tough scene. He's on the third team of the all-time All-NBA. Hey, listen, Shaq, Hakeem, he's what, the 5th best center of all time? There's no shame in this. He's a friend. I told him to his face. I didn't tell him.
I saw someone say, who was the center? They were like, Shaq would have put 98 on Bill Russell. I was like, weird Wilt never did that, considering he was as large as Shaq. But
listen, Shaq might have gave 98 to Wilt. Like that. That's just Shaq. Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Wilt's like, listen, I wasn't working on defense today. It was an assist day for Big Shame.
I had a late night. Like, what do you do? Show up early? It's not even a beef. I just don't think LeBron has surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, listen, who do I have won? Tell the people, Tyler.
You have Jaylen Brown. No. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah.
I got him 2. Like, by any stretch of whatever you're measuring by, I don't see how anybody could leave him out of their top 2. Like, whatever you're measuring, he's got it all. So this him just falling because, again, LeBron, he's 35, Nick. Was Kareem ever 35? No. Does he have 3 children? I think not. There's just nothing he doesn't have. So,
because that was even the thing when we were going through them. You were like, well, he doesn't have 6 like Jordan, right? No, he does have 6.
Yeah, that's it. Like that. If you want team success, he got that. You want final success individually, he got that. You want regular season, he got that. He played defense, he rebounded, he scored, he was durable. Like, there's nothing he doesn't have. And I guess you could say the same for LeBron, but I'll say, like, in the era he was playing in, if you didn't have a guy like him or somebody to stop him, you were just going to lose.
Right.
So I can't, I've got LeBron 3, so I'm not, there's no great shakes or anything. But you have LeBron 4. You got
after Russell?
Yes. Your 5 is
Duncan?
Abdul-Jabbar, Jordan, Russell, James, Duncan 5. Yep.
Well, this was right after 3-1. Had to have been.
This was what, 20?
Or no, it was the year after that.
Yeah, I think so. The year after that.
He averaged that triple-double in that sweep.
That was that.
Yeah, I was like, that was actually pretty impressive. So I think I moved him up because I was like, actually, he tried harder than I think that was the year he led the Cavs or led like the series and everything. And I was like, look, if you're gonna lose and you know you're gonna lose, you might as well do that.
Numbers on the board, yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
And again, it's just very funny. In his article, it says he had the Lakers in the thick of a title hunt as a 35-year-old playing in his 17th season. It's everywhere, Mick. It's everywhere. Like
Kobe died. It says so right here.
I'm certain that was in there, and the editor was like, "I think we should take that. I think it's a bit like They just read about Kobe like 6 spots ago. We're trying to keep the you know what I mean?
Yeah, because this is how it read. What is it? Tim McMenamin, Eric McMenamin.
Yeah, and he's the one who wrote LeBron Session. Dave McMenamin, who covers the Lakers.
McMenamin. So yeah, this is how it actually reads: standing 6'9" and weighing north of 250 pounds, with also the weight of Kobe Bryant's death weighing down, pulling at his back every day, with a 40-inch vertical. James.
And the editor was like, "We're just going to we'll leave the vertical."
Yeah, fun fact. This is where LeBron, of course, LeBron's top 5 all time. And this isn't his fault as much as it is the writers. But with all these other people, it's like 6 MVPs, LeBron 4. Like, what?
Maybe he should have 7.
4 rings and 3 rings and 4 MVPs when going up against the rest of these people this high definitely looks a little weak in comparison.
I also don't know why they put how tall he was and like he was a good athlete. Like we know that. Dude, we're talking about the best ever. Like
you do that for like Dr. J. You don't need that.
Right. Yeah, somebody that I can't watch right now. But listen, no, this. But okay, no, I didn't know Elgin Baylor was 6'8", 250 with a 40. Right. LeBron, I've known that for 17 years. That he is 250 with the 40th bird.
Yeah, when he was in 8th grade, that was printed on every newspaper nationwide.
And like it came up the other day, like people were saying, I know I've asked it here before. I was like, I'm with all Kareem has done. He retired in I think 89 or 90. So at what point did everybody agree Jordan was the GOAT? Because this was like literally like 4 years, like, and they were just like, that guy's old new.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know if Kareem ever held the mantle.
I think that's kind of part of it too, because he definitely should have.
Definitely, but I think it was kind of like, oh yeah, that's Magic.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I think it went from. I think it was always kind of split. Like I think it was Wilton Russell had their like GOAT. Like people would have that debate, and then there were people who I would have yelled at saying Jerry West. I would be like, no. Sure. And then I think it went. Yeah, and then I think it probably did go to Kareem for a little bit, and then the next
from 71 to 80, he won 6 MVPs.
Right.
I think so. That's what I'm saying. Like at that point, he had 1 ring. I also didn't realize that he won the year he won the ring with the Bucks. That was their 3rd year in existence. Like imagine if an expansion team won a ring in 3 years.
Like if Zion drag the Pelicans. I know they're an expansion team, but essentially the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so at what point? Because, 1 ring for Jordan, not enough for GOAT. 2, not enough. 3 in a row. I was like, I think that's where it probably started because Jordan was like Magic and Larry never did that. And if Magic never did 3 in a row, Kareem never did 3 in a row. So I feel like that's when it started up. But then he retired. So was it like it wasn't like he won the next 2 rings. Oh, we comfortably better. So then 2 years, then he comes back. So from what I've gathered, it feels like between like 4 and 5 for Jordan is when it was like, okay, it's not a fluke. Jordan, for real.
Everyone was, because I saw a lot of people talking about this, not even just piggybacking off yours, but just in general.
Right. I mean, that's how it was. That's why it was a topic.
Everyone was kind of like, when he retired, everyone was just like, yeah, that was the greatest who ever lived. Like it wasn't. Yeah. I don't think there was I think the 6 ring thing started only after he got them. If you know what I'm saying. Like
100%. Yeah.
It wasn't like a prerequisite to get that many. Like you just needed 1 to be in the conversation back then.
And that's what I think it was Dragonfly that said that. Like once he got
2,
it was by that time it was like we knew he was the best we'd ever seen.
Right.
So I was like, okay, like if it's like Mahomes, like right, I know right now Mahomes is the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. So it's like, okay, it took Jordan 7 years? It took Mahomes 2. Different strokes for different folks. Who's really the GOAT? But yeah, like that was the one thing I separated of the rings. He had like Magic got most of those finals MVPs, and James Worthy, Tony Parker is way to 1. Which If you have 3 good players and win lots of rings, the third player is going to win one of those Finals MVP.
Right.
So
the knock against Kareem is that, and that first ring with the Lakers, he just got hurt in the middle of the series, and Magic was like, "It's fine." So if you want to, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it sounds like the Draymond to me. Like, he was clearly the best player in that series. He just missed the game.
Yeah.
And the game he missed, boy, did Magic show up.
He had like 42. He had a triple-double, didn't he?
I think it was like 42, like 15 and 7. Like, close.
Yeah.
Nobody knew the ring or assist chase back then. So,
well, and you had to like not dribble and like immediately. Only alley-oops were assists back then.
Pretty much. Magic really had average 28 assists a game. If they go back and run the numbers. But, like Dream 3, I don't know what LeBron's did to surpass him. Not saying that he won't, but
I mean, what's he gonna fucking do?
I mean, he's this hurt because LeBron's gonna retire with 40,000 points, 10,000 boards, 10,000 assists. If he gets another, like, he'll have 4. He did it in LA, and even then, I'll be like, okay, maybe
we can't just hand him that 4th.
Sure, I can. It's the 17th year now. But yeah, like, if he does that, then I'd be like, oh, maybe 2A, 2B. I still don't know what to be like. Oh no, he's comfortably better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I still don't feel. It feels funny saying Jordan's like anybody's better than this guy.
Right, I agree.
Then why'd you have him so low?
Who?
Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. He's the zenith. He's
yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say. What's weird about, since especially for ours, it was basketball. It was so it's almost bad for LeBron that he went straight to the league because Kareem's college career was so prolific.
Yeah.
The Russell too, and Jordan won a ring. You know what I mean? Like those things, when you're doing the whole thing, like that means more to me. And I hate college basketball, but when looking at it like this, it means more than like putting up numbers on a shit Cavs team for 2 years. You know what I mean?
And again, I think it's another thing. Like, I don't think
didn't have Melo.
You say what?
Didn't have Melo.
Oh, of course not.
Melo's not a 74 player all time.
No. Listen, he was the whole reason we started this last time.
I know.
He's even worse now. At the point they made that list, he was out of the league. I think, came back, and they're like, no, still not. Yeah, like, again, I said it for 50. We did it, and it was close. Like, I think we both had. Let's see. I had Melo 48. You had him 40. Yeah. So in that time, he's dropped some 35 spots all time. That's the game, man. Like, I'm trying to see.
I gotta go back to the back of the list now because I know Melo is better than a lot of those guys.
Clearly, he's not. Another. Oh yeah,
Artis
somebody
Gilmore, don't care.
Who?
Artis Gilmore. I'm not arguing Melo versus Artis. Tony Parker versus Carmelo Anthony. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Parker in a wash. You take the rings, man. Yeah, no, he's better than Tony Parker.
He's better than Pau Gasol.
He's better than probably 25 of them. Somebody mentioned, I don't know who, low ESPN, but I didn't even think about. They put, it feels like Chris Webber should be on the list. 5-time All-NBA. He played 15 seasons, averaged a 21, 10, and 4. He has a career PER of 20.9, and every eligible player ahead of him has made the Hall of Fame, except for him. And he also didn't make this list either. So Chris Webber, just
did we have
fuck
him?
you, basically. I
remember talking about him. I don't remember where.
Let me see. No, you had him 43. I don't think I had him. So, yeah, I know I didn't have him any higher than that.
I mean, I had like Sean Marion in my 40s too.
He didn't make the 75. Yeah.
No, he sure didn't.
So, but like of a 75, I don't think there have been 75 better players than Chris Webber.
No, but again, if it's only basketball, if they're only doing NBA in peak, like Chris Webber is one of the most highly recruited high school basketball players of all time. He's one of the greatest college basketball players of all time. Like, so all that factored into ours, whereas I can understand if it's just NBA, even then 74.
Even that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying he should be 30, like top 30.
Right.
But there haven't been 74 better players than Chris Webber.
Well, when I started talking, I was basing it off of 50, and then I remembered it was 74. And yeah, that's bad.
50, at 50, you might get squeezed.
Yeah.
But it's also a thing where if he, again, literally was not a ring, he'd be in the Hall of Fame first ballot. It's amazing that everybody gets into the NBA Hall of Fame and Chris Webber is still not in.
It feels like it has something to do with Michigan. It has to.
Yeah. Like he didn't have Olympic stuff, so
that's also dumb. He should have been on the dream team.
Yeah, again, whose fault is that? Like he didn't have these accolades. Whose fucking fault is that? He never won a ring. He was literally cheated by the referees out of a ring. Or out of a ring he would have won. A finals appearance they would have won.
I'm trying to look at people who missed, or people who are in the league now who didn't make the top 74.
Zion didn't make it.
Zion didn't. He's got to be like a season and a half away. John Morant, just for his missed dunks, he's got to be in the mix.
How many years would he have to play for Mush to put him on his list?
Zion?
Ja.
Oh.
Like, John Morant played 20 years, won 20 rings, 20 first team All-NBAs. Mush was like, he ain't better than Tyus Jones.
I honestly thought this was going to be easier. Like a lot of players were going to come to me. They're really not. How long until Doncic is on this list?
Their list or my list?
Both.
Theirs next year. Mine
3 years.
2 years now. Yeah, I guess like I'm trying to. 80. Dame. Let's see.
Yeah, they may have just got them all. I may have.
Harden's there. Westbrook's there. Leonard's there. Davis. Yeah. No Pascal Siakam.
Not yet. Trying to think.
Yeah, no, that's because it's other like Jokic, Embiid, not yet.
Right.
So no, that I don't feel like as I look, I don't think any active players got snubbed.
Yeah, I thought for sure there was going to be like one. Like Kyrie's coming to mind, but no.
Listen, he'll never make. You're talking about somebody else that will never make this list,
No.
like the ones that they make, not the ones that we make.
Right,
will never make this list. Carmelo Anthony, he's one that gets snubbed.
That one still has me upset. Yeah, I mean, like the only one who just because he keeps making all-star games, and I know players really like him, and I feel like he's probably got like the most counting numbers out of everyone is LaMarcus Aldridge, but he's for sure not a top 74 player all time.
No, and he about to hit 20,000 points. Nobody cares. Like, it's a tough scene, man.
That's what I mean. He feels like big man Alex English to me. You know what I mean? Like, put up a lot of numbers, but did anyone really watch?
Listen, Alex English was on this list, wasn't he?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, he shouldn't have been that as high as he was.
Yeah. So they've got which player in the top 74 was ranked too high? Of the experts, who do you think they picked was ranked too high?
But can you repeat that question again?
Like they asked the ESPN experts, which player in the top 74 is ranked too high? Like we just talked about like players who should have made it. Who's there but was just too high?
That like this is something they gave an answer to?
First answer, your boy McMenamin said Dennis Rodman.
It's too high.
Yeah. He was a joy to watch and a pain to coach. How you know? There you go. Let's see. So Kevin Pelton said Pete Maravich.
Too high?
Tim McMahon said Tracy McGrady. I agree with that one.
That's fine.
On Temp said Vince Carter. I agree with that one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Lopez said Bill Walton. But they only said it's like if we're only going peak, sure. But if we're going everything, then he's too high, which I don't disagree with that either. Who's your? If you had to pick one, who's ranked too high on this? One name.
No.
Oh, unreal. Carter, bro.
Vince Carter, yeah. No, I'm gonna pick someone who's like actually high.
That's what I'm trying. Yeah, like I think somebody should have been 73rd instead of.
I mean, right now, and this isn't my pick yet, but they have Kobe 8 spots higher than I had him.
Pretty high. I think Nash is too high. I think that's my vote.
I don't hate that.
He's 30th. I just think that's too high. Like, again, James Harden is 32nd. James Harden's better than Steve Nash.
Definitely.
Simple and plain. Yeah, Nash is mine.
Yeah, West, they got this guy in the top 16. I mean, they've Carmelo on 17th, which just despicable. He also averaged 25 points per game on the dot.
Copycat. Even though he retired.
Well before.
Kobe gave him the idea, and that year is in LA. He's not low. We didn't talk. Jason Kidd's 35. He's better than Steve Nash.
Definitely.
Yeah, Nash is mine. He's the one I would move back a few slots.
Nash, and honestly, I mean, they got Mike in right here at 34. 34 is generous.
Even Mike can deserve it more than Nash. Because when Mike is like, hey, there's nobody else here, he's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking eat.
Yeah.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Kuzi, 41.
Out of there. Who's your too low? Because I think mine's Paul George. Yeah, where was Paul? Where should Paul George be in this?
No.
I feel like he's getting close to he's.
He might be like that 74 to he's a top 100 all time for sure.
Yeah.
Where he falls between 75 and 100 is anyone's guess.
Yeah, for the 100 not my business.
Too low. I mean, of course you think Clyde.
I think that's my one.
I think you're gonna show up in a Drexler jersey one of these days.
Listen, he has some looks. Those old Houston joints and the Portland joints fire.
Durant was a little too low for my liking. Dirk and KG were a little low for my liking.
I think Chris Paul.
Chris Paul 40 was insane.
When he's 40 and Steve Nash is 30, I think Chris Paul should be higher.
Maravich at 68 is too low for me.
Let's see. They picked Drexler, Rick Barry, Paul, Ray Allen. Ray could probably be a little higher, but he's better than Vince Carter. He should be ahead of Vince Carter. Then I asked, what about this list will change most by the end of 2022, 2023? So that's 2021, 3 years from now.
Zion's like 5th.
Too low. McMahon said AD. Bontemps said both Kawhi and Giannis will merit inclusions among the top 20.
Okay.
Sure. Somebody said we'll be arguing about Giannis's place and whether he's deserving of being a top 15 player of all time. KD, which just 3 years from now, it's like, no, KD, he got back to 20, 24 points a game range. Pelt's 3 more healthy seasons from Giannis to firmly establish him as one of the 20 greatest players in NBA history, which the numbers and watching him say yes, but it's just wild. Like when you go through the list, it's like, I don't know, man. Like Garnett was a beast. Like
that's what does make these lists so hard. No, I can't. I can't. These players were so good.
All right. They never would have made the list if they knew this is what it would have turned into.
But no, in all seriousness, it's like watching like regular modern NBA. It's like, yeah, that guy's sick. That guy's sick. That guy's sick.
Right.
But then when you talk about like literally the 25, this has always been my argument, like about Kobe. Like to just say he's top 5 feels disingenuous to the thousands of people who've played this game professionally. And that's never been a knock on Kobe. Of course, I say it in a way that makes Laker and Kobe fans feel like assholes. But like when I actually get to talking to them, it's like, look, man, he wasn't better than Bill Russell. I hate to break it to you. He just wasn't. Kobe would agree with you that he wasn't better than Bill Russell.
Well,
he wasn't better than Tim Duncan. Like that's someone of his own era. He wasn't better than.
But even like the other day when I was talking like Kareem or Jordan, and I said I had like Kareem 2, Bron 3, Duncan 4. Multiple people are like, "Where's Kobe?" I'm like, "Not in the top fucking 4, dude." Like, respectfully,
right?
Talking about literally the best of the best.
The top 4 Laker, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, if they do the Mount Rushmore Lakers, like of all time players, he might not make it. If it's just of all the Lakers, probably. But yeah, Wilt, Magic, Kareem, LeBron now, somebody got to get bumped. West, Elgin Baylor,
Wilt,
Jeannie Buss, billions of options.
Rob Lowe,
Magic Johnson, GM and Magic Johnson player. Yeah. One of them holding the basketball, the other him just holding the ink pen. It's like, oh, that's GM. That's executive magic.
Yeah, it's never been like when you start. That's why I could see something like this. Like I feel like these lists, even when we did it like this, someone should take years and years to actually figure this out.
Bill Simmons did one time, and then everybody else was like, "We don't have to do that much research." I mean, I don't.
But even his, I like that book. That book's good. But even his biases will reek through big time on certain players.
Game's the game.
Of course, yeah. We completely exclude Karl Malone.
Never heard
him. But it's like when talking about Garnett, Dirk, that is something that like someone should do like a doctorate thesis on, like finding out exactly who was more valuable.
Yeah, like Dirk per shot average this, but Garnett per shot average negative this because he was that good of a. Yeah, I'd read that. I'd retweet that. That's why I want to write that.
Yeah, you'd screenshot the best part of it and just tweet that right out.
Simple and plain. But it's that look in the top 10. I'm just trying to think like who again in 3 years. Who is Giannis jumping past? Because again, Kawhi is right there too.
Right. What if Giannis head-to-head takes 2 rings off Kawhi?
Then he'd have to jump him. I don't disagree, but what if Kawhi just beats him down some more? What if Kawhi takes for 2 more?
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's like there is a way for him to get ahead of Kawhi.
Oh, for sure. But I do like. What if they split? Like if they meet up 2 times to go 1-1. Do you move them both up a couple spots? Like, what does that move either of them past like David Robertson?
Well, if Kawhi just starts this streak of like making the finals 3 years in a row and winning 2 of the 3, then yeah, that would be super impressive. If Giannis took 1 off of the guy who just keeps winning titles, that's also super impressive. So like all of that adds into it.
See, but that like my thing now, it's Giannis is 27th right now, and really just getting started, which is horrifying. But it's a thing. What's he going to have to do to be considered? Like, this is long term. What's he going to do to be considered the GOAT? Because I said the best thing he could have did last year was losing the conference finals. Don't fuck up your finals record yet.
Right.
It's dumb, but that's just how it's seen. Like, if you're not going to win the finals, don't even play.
I think we're going to have to see someone, because it's something you talk about a lot, like the Heat won 2 out of 4, 2 in a row. The Warriors won 3 out of 4, only 2 in a row. I I think it's going to have to be someone who not only three-peats, but pushes it to that 4 in a row and then maybe gets to another 1 or 2. I don't think we're going to hold losses against people unless you have one of these crazy win-loss records like LeBron, Jerry West, people like that.
But even then, it's like, okay, LeBron should have just lost the round before, like we're penalizing him for. That's why I wonder, because that Warriors team is the best I've ever seen, and they didn't do 3 in a row. So that's not to say it can be done now, but boy, oh boy, I don't know who's doing it, right? Like even like Lakers, Clippers, one of these Bucks teams, if all these teams stay together 3 straight years, I don't think any one of them would win 3 straight. They might each win 1. So for somebody to do like a 3-peat, I don't know, man. Too much talent in the league. I'll say it.
That's why you asked what it would take to be like to supplant Jordan. And that's why I think that's what it would have to be. Because I agree with you. It is almost impossible right now. That's why I think it would be okay. Well, he did it in this era I think that's part of different sport, obviously, but I think that's part of what makes Brady the GOAT. The fact that he did it in the salary cap era where it's designed to be against you doing that, and he just did it for 20 years.
And that's again, like it should be a thing. Like if Giannis runs up 2, it's like, okay, by now he's got 4 MVPs, 3 defensive player of the years, like 2 or 3 rings straight. And it'll still be, I don't know, man. Lost that finals in 7 to the Clippers, man. You remember that in 2021? Y'all's GOAT losing. Like he had 35-17 and he still won finals MVP. Lost though.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean Jordan, like they were watching this documentary. I love, by the way, the people right now who are like firmly like writing these very angry articles like this isn't a documentary, this is journalism's dead. Like shut the fuck up, dude. Like no one tuned into this being like with their monocle on being like some journalism's going to take place. No.
Executive producer Michael Jordan, I'm sure he'll tell a journalistic like come on.
But like we've even watched him lose to the Magic and to the Celtics, and it's like spun in like a way that he did it in a cool, like he was losing these series.
Yeah, I still just love you understand Jordan didn't have his feet under him in the Magic series. He played 40 minutes a game. He shouldn't have been playing 40 minutes a game if he
right.
Whose fault is that? Who told him to come back in March?
Right.
When the playoffs are in the same May every like
okay. Yeah, no, he gets a big pass, and I don't even hate that he gets the pass. Like I'm one of the people who gives him a pass, so it doesn't bother me.
That's one of these things that I just know that in the time, and there's still somebody somewhere. It's like I'll never give Jordan that pass. Like the same way people latch on to, Durant went to go. I'll never give him like that again. He walked away from the game. Doesn't love it. Like, sir, there's somebody, and I just wonder what it's going to be like for Giannis or Luka, like whoever. Like thinking best case scenario, but it's like Giannis, boy, he won 4 rings. He lost 2 though. Shouldn't have made it. Like his entire team died the night before the game. Like whose fault is that? Should have won game 6. I don't like how we rank things as a whole. I guess I say to say rings culture ruined everything, and NBA Twitter. That's my take.
NBA Twitter is not great.
I want Nate Silver's top 74 players of all time.
Bill James.
It's like, listen, I know it sounds crazy on the surface, but Kyle Korver is actually better than Wilt Chamberlain. He had more of a statistical impact.
He had more threes. It's a better shot than anything Wilt took.
More statistical impact per shot. We're talking points per shot. Wilt, he made every shot he took, but they were all 2s. Korver missed a couple, but they were 3s. I think that's what I'm really not looking forward to, because I feel like the next wave of this is going to be all analytically driven. Like,
of course,
that's the part that's going to get lost in all. And factually, it'll probably be correct, but it's just one of those. Again, you look at the numbers. Malone got 2 MVPs off Jordan. He was never better than Michael Jordan.
Right.
It happens.
When it goes full analytics and it's me just pushing Russell's defensive win shares to the middle of the table.
They're like, oh boy, he was an offensive just a black hole. Less point. They should have just not played on offense. They should have kept him on the basket end.
Yeah, like it says here, he shot 35% at the rim. Yep.
Oh yeah, no, that's accurate. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just gonna be one of those like as time gets forgotten. Like I'm trying to. Who do you think from this era will be forgotten? That'll be the last question. But like just one of these, like, oh yeah, man, he was cold. Like, I'm trying to think of who it was for.
I think for like the last, like for the generation we grew up with, it's like the Rod Stricklands, the Baron Davises, the Steve Francises. Like we remember them, of course, but like they don't make the Hall. Like they made a couple All-Star games. They got a couple fleeting moments. Francis
is because it's one where people look back like he didn't really shoot that well. I'm like, no, you don't understand. This guy was that deal.
From this era,
because I think I feel like George.
Paul George. What if he wins with anything? He won't get forgotten.
If he does as the second wheel though, if they do one, I mean, if they run a multiple, yeah, he will be. But even then, like when he was on his own, he finished third in MVP. I feel like that'll be the part. Right. It's like, oh yeah, he was a great second banana. It's like, well, he was really good on his own too, individually at least.
Was Rondo good enough to be forgotten?
No.
Okay.
That hurts.
But
I'm trying to. Like Mitch Richmond, I was just in the 90s. I was like, why aren't more people talking about Mitch Richmond? Lowry. I think that ring got to mention. Like with that ring, now you're gonna have to. I also think he's probably got a few more good years left. So when he waltzes into the Hall of Fame, I don't think he'll be forgotten. I feel like it's gonna have to be somebody like doesn't win. Like if we're all just only it's gonna be Karl Anthony Towns, man. That's just what it is. He's gonna put up 25 and 12, and I'm gonna point. I was like, he's shooting 15 threes a game, hitting 47%. You're like, why are they below 500? It's like, I don't know.
Listen, if we could figure it out, we would have figured it out. All right. If
I had an answer, I'd have an answer.
I mean, honestly, now since you open it, I feel like it's going to be a lot of like really good Kentucky players.
Yeah, until
Booker is cruising down a highway of irrelevancy.
If he retired right now, he'll be remembered the same exact way as if he retired in 10. He could win 10 rings, and Simmons is like Team USA.
Yeah. Well, it's like. I think there's a path to AD being overlooked, forgotten. If he signs with the Bulls.
Well, yeah, he'll definitely be forgotten. That without question.
That's what I mean. Like he could rack up all the numbers. Like if he never wins with LeBron and then goes to I'm saying even if he signs like a 2+2 or a 2+1 and that opts out with the Lakers. If he never wins with the Lakers and then goes to the Bulls for that like next huge payday. Which I'm wondering with this Corona shit, if we see as many people taking these short deals.
Yeah, it's like I have no idea. Like I can't imagine. I feel like everybody that had a player option, they were gonna opt out of. I feel like your agent would be like, "You just can't now. We just don't know.
Right?
We don't. You might get more. You might be making minimum work. Like we just don't know. You're taking that $7 million option.
I think they're gonna erase Gobert from the history books. Like he did a crime.
Hey, who? I ain't never heard of him. He did do a crime. That's bioterrorism. No, I'm completely. If he's the guy forgotten from this era, I think that'd be best case scenario.
Very funny.
And I would say that before, after the Rona, forgotten forever.
I feel like the Gasols are going to be like fringe. Both of them.
I feel like Mark getting the ring, it's like you'll have, because when one gets to the Hall of Fame, you'll wait a couple years and the other will get into the Hall of Fame. So it's like, I feel like they'll kind of always be in the mix. And by then it'll be like time to remember the Lakers teams and Kobe's not there. So it'll be Gasol. Remember the Raptors. So I feel like they'll be remembered if they don't just like.
Well, that's the thing. If you're saying Paul George if Paul George getting one isn't enough with the Clippers, like I don't see how Marc Gasol getting one with the Raptors is going to be enough.
Nobody ever hated Marc Gasol though. Marc Gasol never called himself playoff M. So Marc Gasol was
Marquee M and
yeah, like is still beloved in this. He's beloved in 2 cities. I don't think Paul George is beloved in any cities.
No.
So I think that's another thing I wonder. Like guys jumping around, which sure, do whatever. But when you retire, man, are you gonna want that? Like, yeah. It's like even out, oh yeah, LeBron James played for the Heat. He's LeBron James. I should never forget he played for I forgot all about that. Yeah, that was cool.
It does feel like a blur. I feel like the years he did it too. One was a lockout year, so it wasn't even like a full 4. Like it was a strange 4.
That's what I'm saying. Looking back, it's like, wait, who? LeBron James went to Miami? Yeah, no, it was sick too, dude.
I think with this list, we're seeing the erasure of Dwight Howard and Carmelo.
Yeah, they're just out of there.
John Wall.
Fuck you.
That was him.
I look like on the. I just look like it's like, man, Bradley Beal scored 30 a game. I think he did it last year, and he'll probably do it next year. And you know what I'm saying? So until Trey gets a ring or wins, like a 50 win, like you have to decent playoff competition. They're gonna be like empty numbers. So I just think a lot of guys are gonna get forgotten. And then if you leave and it's like your own team don't remember you either, like that. Yeah, that's how the legends die. Like we don't have one team to be like, oh no, that was our guy.
I mean, Kyrie's one shot away from being super forgotten. But he's got the shot.
And I still don't know if even the Cleveland fans are like, we like the shot. Like we
but that shot, the shots.
Oh, he's good forever. Yeah, no, he's good forever.
Jack Mack's trying to erase Klay Thompson.
I won't let that happen.
No.
I think Klay will be the least forgotten. In 20 years, we're going to look back like, 1, he was a much better shooter than we gave him credit for, and we knew that. Right. 2, he played every game high. How was he still scoring 25?
I think Draymond's going to be the one that history looks back on his numbers, and they're like, that guy?
Oh, listen, they're doing that now.
That's what I mean.
If he keeps prompting people to bring it up, then yeah.
It's kind of genius by him because at least they're talking about him, which is better than nothing.
Yeah, I see the vision. People are learning from Vince Carter, man. Like Vince Carter, like he played it the wrong way, but he's another one. What fan base loves Vince Carter? And he'll walk into the Hall of Fame 25,000. Does he? Because he was like, I
don't know.
They were like the next deal, and I know they didn't win a championship. I don't know how far they got. So yeah, Toronto don't love him. Orlando don't love him. The Nets don't like. What hat does he wear on his bust in Cooperstown? I don't know.
I think he wears like the all over cap.
He just goes bald head. He's like, I'd rather not.
The NBA making people like the MLB wear hats at the Hall of Fame would be very funny.
Are you kidding me? I would because. Yeah, he gets there. LeBron's like, oh no, I got to go in this Cleveland. And Rich Paul's like, listen, you don't. It'll make you $10 million more if you go in as a LA Laker. And he's like, well, I've always been a Laker. I love those guys. Yeah. I think I would like that though. Yeah, you're busted. But it's like, why is he wearing a hat? He didn't even play a hat in that.
They just take every other sport. Like you get the gold jacket, you get the hat, you just get every other.
They build a bust of you wearing a gold jacket and the hat. Yeah. But it's also like Conn Smythe Award. You're like helping a kid up off the street too, or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you lift the Stanley Cup over your head. Boom! In the Hall of Fame.
Like what team did he wear on his hat? Alabama Crimson Tide.
Canucks.
Like, yeah,
Coach O's there. Shakes everyone's hand.
I don't know.
Yeah, we just fixed the Hall of Fame and the top 74.
Going playing next. Yeah, moving forward. It's like, yeah, okay. This next class, Duncan's a Spur, Kobe's a Laker. KG's a Celtic. There's no way he picks Minnesota.
No.
like he's on good terms, like the Nets and Celtics. It's just no way it's Minnesota.
It's not. There's no chance it's the Nets either.
I think it has to be Boston, right?
Yeah.
How long did he play it? 4 years? 5?
It was 5.
Boy, oh boy, Minnesota's gonna have like 10 Hall of Famers, and none of them wear Minnesota.
No.
On their
yeah, KG loves Boston, and Boston loves KG.
That's why I was like, I think it had. I was like, I know who it's not.
And we already were announced. We announced last year that we're retiring his number next year.
Yeah.
Minnesota still hasn't done that.
Glenn Taylor, man.
It can't be this hard. It just can't be.
It's like your job. You have one job. Find a player like Kevin Garnett. One of them exists like in this. You're not going to find. They don't make other Kevin Garnetts. You had him. You're like, I don't like this. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure this guy hates my guts when he leaves here. Could he be a good ambassador for a team that needs good PR? Nah. Do I want him in practice going up against Karl Anthony Towns and teaching them the finer points of defense? Do I want the Kevin Garnett practice center, which he probably donate $20 million because he's made 500? Like, no, says Glenn Taylor.
Hey, Baldy, get down here.
I think if I'm KG, that's what pisses me off. It's like, you won't do this for me. You gave Andrew Wiggins $150 million because he looked you in the eye and called you Mr. Glenn. Like,
gave you his word. Oh yeah, I'll try.
Scout's honor.
I'll try and spend all this money on one sitting is what I'll try.
Yeah. And Glenn Taylor was like, we're retiring 22 tomorrow. Oh boy. And I get Dolan. You have one famous fan. One famous player that goes the game. I want them both fucking out of there. And I want to make a fuss about it. Your job's even easier now. Before you had to find the star. Now they find you. If you don't fuck up, they pick you.
Right.
They
kick his ass to the make him go all the way around.
Oh yes, make him use the other door. Like he's paid over $17 million over the years for tickets. The other door.
I told you, install the doggy door, hands and knees. This is what I want to see.
Like the Lakers show every single part. Like if you were in any sort of movie, if you have an IMDb page, you go up on the Lakers screen, and that's the way it should be.
Right.
I don't know what make people feel good. Nah.
I sold a couple thousand Scary Terry shirts. The Celtics put me on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, Glenn Taylor would have cut Terry, had the shirts burned.
Sued me, yeah.
There'll be nothing scary about any Terry here. Oh man. Like I even get like Sarver's just like, hey, I'm just cheap. I'm in it for the money.
Right.
It is what it is. Glenn Taylor's like, no, I'll pay the money. I'm just horrible to who I give it to. And the ones that want it and want to stay, fuck them.
I mean, look at like the Clippers, going back to the laughingstock conversation. They were the laughingstock maybe in all of sports under Sterling. And then Ballmer comes in there and he's like a wild. Yeah, he's a wild guy, but they're not a laughingstock anymore.
No. Like they're about to get a new and it's one of those things like, yeah. Like the people now that were like the Clippers will never be anything. I'm like, that's a very New York's the Big Apple. Everybody wants to come to that kind of thing. It's like I'm telling 8, 9-year-old kids, if they just like Kawhi and Paul George, they're gonna watch the clip. Like that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
People I don't care as much anymore.
Yeah.
Except Glenn Taylor. Absurd.
You know, people are really bad at this.
It's not even like, Cage, man, listen, please take an office job. We'd love to have you. Cage is like, yeah, no, I'd love to be around. Glenn Taylor's like, yeah, we wouldn't. We wouldn't like that. So
It's like the police will be here in 5.
yeah, like I need Glenn Taylor to. I know he's an old man. Once he passes away, I need Kevin Garnett to like buy that team in cash.
Yeah,
just like final fuck you. And wow, Minnesota Timberwolves win 8 straight rings by competent ownership.
it's absurd.
Good. The bus is Nicholson again. Nah, get his ass out of here. McCaffrey, nah. Like we.
This is a basketball game. This is.
Does y'all think he want to act his way up in here? No, hit the skids.
It really is that simple. Yankee Stadium, you see it. Fenway, you see it.
Every single, like, there's just enough games where you could honor every single player that ever played for you, right? Like we have some old shortstop first pitch come out at halftime, something. You can do that every single time if you want. The Knicks are like, we're going to have people shoot, but we're going to make them pay for the right to shoot.
Yeah, we're going to have scratch tickets that we've already scratched.
Yeah, if they win, they have to split it with us.
Like the amount of times you've seen Bob Kraft in his booth is just some random bot, like him and Lenny Clark, like palling it up. Like it's so easy.
Cuts the dole and he's just he bought all Spike Lee's manuscripts. He's just ripping them to shreds. Like in the, it's like why? It's upsetting.
Yeah. It's not as hard as they make it out to be.
Clearly, it is.
Oh yeah. Before we get out of here, Jose Lima.
Yeah, people sent that in. Definitely Jose Lima. R.I.P.
Yeah. Big rip to the lean man.
Definitely JL there, yeah.
And it was like 2010 too. I was looking for like 2015. Like, nope.
He's been dead for a better part of a decade now, yeah.
Extremely decomposed. But we are
Spike Lee at the Garden.
Without question. We are about an hour and a half from Future's album. I'm excited. You're excited. I think we're all excited. So yeah, I'm gonna mentally prepare for what. And I saw you pointed this out the other day too. For as shitty a year it's been, the music.
Oh, unreal.
I can't remember a year like this.
For it to be made, maybe that's what it takes, man. Pain brings great art, and boy, we got a lot of pain. So I know the album gonna be
a whole heap of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like it's been extra strong like the last month and a half.
Yeah, and it's like more people are like scheduled to drop. I feel like I've seen more people drop in or around the time they said they were going to drop, Playboy Cardi aside.
I mean, what did we expect?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't expect anything. That's why I wasn't disappointed. But I see a lot of people were. Great music year, horrible everything else year.
Yep. But Future's here to save the day. And for that, we're thankful.
Extremely.
And we'll see you guys Sunday to talk about just that.
See it.